starting stock, 2x8x8. Fixture 1 for operation 2, and fixture 3 for, fixture 2 for operation 3. Tool list, 23 tools. Alright, here's the setup. Big old slab of steel. Time to throw some chips. Hole. Three-eighths hole, 18 holes. All of our holes are in. All those spots are getting tapped. Quarter 20 threads here, 1024 threads here. finisher is done. Done with those ID grooves. See them there. Done with the finisher area. That is why we use chamfer mills. Doing that by hand is not fun. With a 3/8 end mill, rough these out. And these pockets are for tubes to set down in, and each threaded hole is basically a lock. It's going to lock those tubes into place. Op 1 is done. We're set up for Op 2. Here's our part. I'm using a fixture plate. To fasten into the part. There's some 40-20 bolts from the back side. I'll be sitting on this. Clamping here, hold that, and get rid of all this material and do the features on the back side. Here it is. Got the part sandwich. And into the machine. Gotta stop to locate my fixture up against. And then in the program, I have the probe coming down and getting an XY on the center of that bore. So each part's going to be located individually before it runs. Keep everything all nice and lined up. on the top, and we'll bring the face mill in to finish that off. And we're doing a 120-degree chamfer on that outside edge, so it's going to rough that, put steps in for the chamfer tool to come in and finish that. These are a roughed out step. And to clean it up with the chamfer tool. Chamfer tool is done, and that looks pretty sweet. We just got an 1/8" drill putting in one hole. Now we have a 60-degree countersink, nice and pointy. Gonna put a countersink on the back side of all those 3/8 holes I put in and off one. Nice and slow. And there's a completed op 2. 60-degree countersinks, 1/8" hole, and the chamfer. And op 3, you gotta put NPT or pipe taps intersecting each of these holes on that 120-degree surface. That'll be fun. Set up for op 3. Got my Z offsets, the bottom of my fixture, X here, Y here, and then we're putting airways and pipe taps into each of these holes. So I got to drill and tap, and then rotate, drill and tap. There's a pin down in there that each hole is going to locate on to line up for the hole I'm going to be machining. So get to run the program 18 times per part. First up, we got a 1/4" end mill, putting a flat on top for the drills. Something about like that. Nice flat spot so the drills don't run along that slope there. There's a pre-drill for the tap. Now I have a 5/64 drill following that to create the airway between this hole and this hole. So that drill is going to be about 78 thou in diameter. It's going to be a little bit scary. Yeah, that was close. Time to Here is the finished product. These are going through.